are really important to avoid, important in a world where it's so easy to forget. So this is the first word that we need to find the answer of. This word starts with the letter M, okay? It is a verb, and it's something similar like when we want to remember, when we are remembering something from the past, okay? Something from the past. Do you guys know a word that can help us describe this? When you guys remember something from the past, starts with the letter M, and one of the speakers saw it at the video, or said it at the end of the video. I know many of you weren't there, so I'm going to be helping you out with this one, but only with this one. But because the rest, you guys are going to be paying lots and lots of attention, okay? So the first word of today is memories, okay? Memories are really important in a world where it is so easy to forget. And that is basically what we celebrate in the Day of the Deaf, because we remember the memories of everyone who we love, who everyone that is not here at this moment, but they live still in our heart through the memories, okay? Let's see, I see some more comments. Let's see, there's people that says, Lucero says that she's from Colombia, okay? Jorge says that she's also from Colombia. Usuario de Zoom, that we don't know his name, says, I am from Santa Cruz, Bolivia. Put your name, please. I can call you by your name. Mary says that she's from Barranquilla. Yes, the Day of the Dead in Colombia is November 2nd. That is correct. Also in here. Annie says that she's from Bolivia. Pablo says, good evening. She says, well, from Cucuta. Okay, al estilo says that he's from Barranquilla. We have a lot of people. We have a lot of people from Barranquilla. Oh, I see Ana. Hello, Ana. Anna's from Mexico, and Ruben says that he's as well from Barranquilla. Okay, well, you basically understood the rules. You have to pay attention to everything we say, and you're going to take notes, right? So important vocabulary, important phrases, and dates that you listen that we say, so you can guys help me answer the crossword puzzle, okay? Yeah, is it easy? Okay. So first of all, I want to speak about the origin. Where does this holiday come from? Well, basically this holiday comes from, well, many years ago, like around 3,000 or maybe more years ago with the Mesoamerican cultures. I think through all like Latin America, we have different important Mesoamerican cultures that existed. In here, we're going to be talking specifically the Mexicas culture, that they were like in the center of the Mexican Valley, okay? And they believe that the death was part of the journey of someone's life. Like when you die, that wasn't the end of your life. You only went to another place to have a different life, okay? So like this one was like the first one. And depending on how you die, you will be getting into the second one, okay? They believe that they had a place called Mictlan, where your soul had to travel through many things. So you can be like in the afterlife. Mictlan was basically like the underworld. We cannot say that it was like a heaven or a hell because it wasn't like that way in this religion or in this belief. But it was just like a second place where your soul or your spirit would be living. Okay? The path to Mictlan was very difficult. Okay? Very difficult because it took the soul 4 years to arrive to this place. They had to cross rivers. They had to go up the mountain, down the mountain. They had to cross like this field similar to a war zone where there was like a lot of, I don't know, like things attacking you. And you have to cross like all of these like paths to see if you were worthy to stay in Mictlan. Huh. So it wasn't like we believe like, oh yes, I die and basically like 5 minutes later I will be like in the other place. No, it wasn't just like that. You had to go through a lot to see if you were worthy. Okay? And all the souls who like arrived and went through all of that would finish at the door of Mictlan, where the god and the goddess of the death would receive them. Oh, wait, let me change myself to this side so you can guys see it. Okay. These guys right here, okay, these ones were the god and the goddess in the Mexica culture that ruled Mictlan. Okay, one of these was Mictlatehuatl, and the second one was Mictecacihuatl, something like that. My native language is Spanish, not Aztec, so probably my pronunciation isn't that well, but it was something, okay? And they would see like everything you went to, they saw like everything you crossed and said, okay, you did it. Congratulations, you can come inside. Okay, come on in. And then after that, after 4 years of crossing like all of that path, you would be entering to Mictlan and live a happily ever after, where nobody had to suffer, where nobody had, you know, like hunger or sickness, because it was like your prize. It was basically your prize for going through all of that, okay? Do you guys have any questions? Do you guys have any doubts about all of this? They were different actually underworlds. Depending on how you died, you went to different underworlds. This was basically like for the normal people who died normally, what we would go to Mictlan, okay? Questions, doubts, guys? I want to see your interactions in the chat. I don't see new comments, okay? Are you guys ready? Because we are going to continue with the crossword puzzle, okay? Now, we are going to answer word number 6. Word number 6 is this one right here. Let me move myself. This one right here, okay? It's like a particular long word, okay? And it says something like, if you are in Mexico on the day of the death, you will plan some amazing sights and sounds. Wow. Okay, if you are in Mexico on the day of the death, you will plan some amazing sights and sounds. The word that we are looking for starts with the letter E, okay? Starts with the letter E. It is a verb, and it's something kind of like living, okay? Something that you go through. Miguel Mora says think. Think could be, but we need more letters. It is a bigger word than that. Remember, I said that it starts with the letter E. Starts with the letter E, similar to living, okay? To live a particular situation, and it's a verb. Yes, Hernan, it is correct. The word that we are looking for is experience. Yes, you can experience really interesting sounds and sights around Mexico. I have another one. It says, lots of people paint their face to look like on the day of the death. I think most of you know that here in Mexico, we paint our faces to this particular person called La Catrina, right? But La Catrina, yes, it's like how can we say it? It's like a person, no? But of what do we paint our faces of? Yes, Jose. Yes, Madeline. It says skull. Lots of people paint their faces to look like skulls on the day of the death. Excellent, guys. You guys are paying attention. Okay. Okay. Yes, Karina, just exactly like that. I didn't have time to paint my face today because it's actually like quite not difficult, but it takes a lot of time and I wasn't able to do my makeup today. But at least I have my marigolds on my head and I have like this traditional blouse that it was actually my great grandmother's. Can you believe that? So my great grandmother, she's helping me in tonight's international high. Okay. So what we celebrate nowadays is a cultural clash because it's a mixture of what the Mesoamericans believe and what the Spanish conquest taught us. Because I think you guys know that, well, when the Spanish arrived, they conquered us and they put their religion like on top of everything and they destroyed everything else. But most of our traditions came through. They survived in a particular way because it was like a mixture. They had to mix like all of our beliefs so they could, you know, be alive through all of these years. Okay. So what we're celebrating here, I don't know if we can guys see here like in the pictures because we have like some skulls, we have bones, we have some specific symbols that we're going to talk about a little bit later, but we also have a lot of religions like Catholic symbols that we can find in the ofrendas and the altars, yeah? Like crosses, like rosaries, and small things like even praying. So what we celebrate nowadays is a mixture of both of this culture that makes it an even more interesting way to celebrate something like this because not in the Catholic religion they celebrate the death as we do in here, but it's one of my favorite holidays. Remember, if you have guys any questions or doubts, you can put them in the chat so I can read all of your your thoughts. Okay, where, like, if you were here in Mexico, where would you like to go and celebrate the Day of the Dead? Well, a place where you can visit, it's called Pátzcuaro, Michoacán, that is close to the center of Mexico. Not so close to Ciudad de Mexico, but like in that way, in that direction. Pátzcuaro is a small city close to Morelia, that is the capital, and in there they celebrate through lots of traditions, lots of experiences, and all of the city becomes a really colorful place. The specific colors that we embrace throughout this holiday was, as you can see, are yellow, orange, Mexican pink, black, and purple. So all of these colors bring the life into the city because imagine like every wall, every doorstep, every window has all of these colors and all of these flowers, and it makes the city have a particular smell because these flowers have a strong scent, and that is believed that because they smell, well, they really have like this strong smell scent, they can bring the dead into life. So that's why we use like these flowers. So a specific place that you can come and visit like around this time, it's Pátzcuaro, Michoacán. And close to Pátzcuaro, there is a small, well, there's a lake and an island called Janitzio Island. That is this one right here. Janitzio Island, it's a small island in the middle of the Pátzcuaro Lake. And this is the heart of the Mexican celebration of the Day of the Dead, okay? Because in here, like this small island gets, like during the night, you can see it like from the other side of the lake, like comes to life because like they don't have like, well, they do have electricity like here, Like they turn everything off because they have so many candles that you can see them like from the other side of the lake, and it makes them like so beautiful. So the tradition is that you have to go to the Pátzcuaro Lake, you have to get on a boat, you have to travel to Janitzio Island in the night, and you can listen and feel all the spirits that are walking in the lake, going to the island to visit all of their loved ones. So it's a interesting feeling, an interesting sensation that you have to live through. It is very cold around this year, so I recommend you to take a sweater. But it's a thing that you have to live once in your life, right? So this is the Janitzio Island, and I'm going to show you a small video. I'm going to show you a small video where you can see a little bit more on how they decorate or they bring to life all the streets and the houses and the graveyards. And you can see how do they celebrate the Day of the Dead in the Janitzio Island. So I'm going to show you a video right now, okay? And we're going to play it in a second. Ana says there's a beautiful lake. Yes. Jose Perez says great information. I know. Has anyone in here has ever been to Janitzio or Pátzcuaro, maybe? I don't know. Okay. Well, guys, I think the video is not ready. So like you guys like stay calm. Like nothing is going to happen. I mean, yes, it's something going to happen. Like if the video doesn't pop up, it doesn't matter. With our power of imagination, we can understand and you guys can believe how the Janitzio Lake is. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I knew it that the video was going to pop up at some point. Please, let's play the video.
Mi abuelito, a él le gustaba mucho tomar y ya cuando mi mamá pone el altar, le pone un vasito.
So imagine like everything we saw here in the video, but like around a complete city. I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? No? So this was the Janitzio Island decoration. And how do they celebrate? Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. Let me skip to the part where we were at. Okay, I think it was in here. Here, we were here. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's continue with the crossword puzzle. Okay, so I'm going to need your question. I'm going to be needing your help to answer the next 3 sentences or to complete the next 3 sentences of our crossword puzzle. The first one says, Mexicans remember family members for a long time after they, yes, Ramiro, yes, after they die. I think that was an easy one because it was the Day of the Dead. But congratulations, guys, you paid attention. Really good, really good. Number 10 says, the Day of the Dead continues some very old cultural traditions that began before the Spanish arrived in Mexico. We were talking that this tradition existed before the Spanish colonization. No? So this tradition already, I think I already said the answer in the last sentence, but no, close, Ramiro, no. Remember, we are answering this word right here, this one, that one is like under here, we're answering this one exactly, number 10. The Day of the Dead continues some very old cultural traditions that before, close to started, yes, Jose, that existed before the Spanish arrived to Mexico. Thank you, thank you. And the last one, let's see, number 11, it says, Blank to Mexico will enjoy seeing new things and eating new food. So it's similar like to tourist, the word that we are looking for, similar to tourist, okay? So when you come to Mexico, you are something with visit, Jose, something similar to visit, but not arrive, Ramiro, not arrive. Something similar to visit, but visit as a person. Visit is the verb, but when you are the person that is, you are the, Jorge says believe, no, close, but no. Remember that we are answering this one, 11. 11 is this one right here, this one. So believe, travel, and arrive. Yes, Jose, exactly. Visitors, not visiting, but close enough. The visitors who visit Mexico will enjoy seeing new things and eating new food. And of course, if you ever come here to Mexico, well, you can come and visit us and maybe take classes here at Focus Your Mind Guadalajara, right? Okay, so now I'm going to take a small break here because I want to know from what cities and what countries you guys are from. You guys are connected tonight, right? So on your screen, there's going to appear a survey where you can answer from what part of the world exactly you are joining tonight. Okay? So please let me know from what countries, guys are you from? Are you guys from Colombia? Are you from Panama, República Dominicana, Chile, Peru, Mexico, Guatemala, Bolivia, or if you are from another part of the world, like if you are from another, I don't know, country outside of this list, like maybe Spain, like maybe Brazil, like maybe, I don't know, what other countries can we have like students from Focus Your Mind? Is like anyone from Argentina maybe, you know? Okay, now another survey will appear on your screen, but this time to know from what cities are you guys from, okay? So it says here, are you guys from Bogotá, Medellín, Pereira, Costa Caribe, Cúcuta, Villavicencio, Villalpar? Are you from any other city, or just like me, you guys are from outside of Colombia? Miguel Mora says that he's from Barranquilla. Well, hello, Miguel. Okay. I don't know anyone else, but thank you guys. Thank you guys for answering this survey because all of this information that we gather help us make important, you know, changes in this type of activities that are thought for you. Okay, and let's continue with tonight's topic. So for the next thing in the list, I'm going to call another speaker. His name is Bernardo de Leon. He's a coach here at Focus Your Mind Mexico. I think some of you know him because, you know, maybe you have had a practice plays or fitness with him. So let's give a really caring welcoming to Bernardo. Hello, Bernardo. How are you tonight?
Hi, Itzel. I'm great. What about you?
I am excited still. And I don't know, like a little bit not sad. I don't want to say the word sad, but like usually this topic makes me think of people that we have lost through the way, and it makes me kind of like in a sentimental way, you know, but like everything, I mean, we will pass through like these kind of things as always. So it's just like a little bit like sad, but it doesn't matter. We will continue with our activities, okay?
Exactly. Well, yeah, it's just a bittersweet celebration, but it's definitely something that we need to get used to because remembering our dead relatives is very important, especially to have them present with us. So you're right. It's a little bit sad, but it's also a time of remembering.
Exactly, just like that. Well, Bernardo, I know you have like many, many things to share with us, so the stage is all yours, and I hope to see you in a few minutes. Okay, bye.
Of course. So, hi everybody and welcome. I'm going to talk to you about something really entertaining, which is grammar. It's just a little bit, don't worry. I'm going to talk to you about some expressions that we use exactly when we're talking about the present perfect tense. Tell me on the chat, do any of you have seen on our practice play sessions the present perfect tense? If you remember, the present perfect tense have something to do with the present, but it also have something to do with the past. If we go to the use of this grammar, it goes exactly to something that start happening in the past and continue until the present. It's a very interesting tense in English because it establishes a relationship between the past and the present. That's why we will review some helpful expressions that you will use with the present perfect tense. The expressions that we will see are exactly four, only four today. And the first one that we have right here is just. All of these expressions have a temporality that you will see during the examples that we have. So how will we use these expressions in the present perfect tense? As you can see, we have a couple of sentences over here. If we look at just means a short amount of time. It means something that happened a short amount of time before now. So that relationship is established by the present perfect tense. As you can see on the sentences that we have right here. I've just seen Maria coming out of the graveyard. I've just seen Maria coming out of the graveyard. Something that happened in the past, but just a little while ago. Marius just come by. Did you see him on your way in? Just come by. Have you just taken my pan de muerto? That's something that happened just a few minutes ago, but it has an effect in the present, and that's exactly the present perfect tense. As you can see right here, we have yet. Yet is used when we say anytime until now. Something that had supposed to happen, but it haven't happened until now. Have you finished your ofrenda yet? I haven't made pan de muerto yet. I'll make it tomorrow. The spirits haven't arrived yet. So as you notice, these actions haven't happened. We use yet specifically when we're talking about negative and also questions. And it always goes at the end of our sentence, as you can see right here. On the next one, we have the word still. The expression is still, it means that we expected something to happen in the past, but to the present, still haven't happened. As we can see on the examples that we have right here. I've been waiting for the sadness to go away, but it still hasn't gone. I've been waiting, but it still hasn't gone. They say they will bring food yesterday, but they still haven't brought it. It means the food, right? So as you can see, we have another example. The dead still haven't arrived from the afterlife. So again, still something that we expect, but it haven't happened yet. So as you know, it has to do with this relationship, past, present, and you notice it has to do exactly with negative statements. It's not in positive, not questions, negative statements. And as you notice, this expression is used between the subject and the auxiliary. The auxiliary, you know, here is hasn't or haven't. The other expression that we have is already. Already we use it because something is supposed to happen before now. And that's exactly when we use it. I've already spent all my money in pan de muerto. So we already did it. that action, it's already been completed. We wanted to see the altar, but they have already taken it off. The Day of the Dead have ended already. So it's something that happened before now. Again, that connection between the present and the past, it's really important right here. I hope that these expressions will be really useful so you can implement it in the present perfect tense. Now we're going to move a little bit and we're going to continue with our crossword. As you can see right here, we're going to focus now on the downside. And we will start with number 1. Pay attention. No one is happy all the time. There is some blank in everybody's life. What's that blank supposed to be? It's the opposite of happy. It starts with S and it's a noun. It's not an adjective if you think about it. It's a noun. Excellent, Miguel. Excellent, Miguel got it. Very good job. Sadness. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ruben. Ramiro was really close, so very well done. Let's try with the next one. Mexicans go to the cemetery and decorate the blank of family members on the 2nd of November. That it's also a noun, is usually placed above the dead person, and it starts with the letter G. What do you think? Starts with the letter G. Miguel, it's taking everything today. Thank you, Miguel. Very good. Oh. Number 3, in many parts of the world, people walk down the street in big blank to celebrate important things. I think that you saw it. I hope that you didn't read the whole word because it's a very complicated word. So this is kind of a parade. This is also a noun and it starts with the letter P. If you saw it, please write it down on the chat. If you didn't saw it, think about it. It's similar to a parade, but it's not a parade. What could it be? What do you guys think? Any ideas? I know it's a pretty long word. No ideas right here? So there we have it. Processions. Oh, well, it starts with a P. Thank you, Ruben. Thank you very much. So now we're going to pass to a different part of the presentation when we will talk about a little bit of the tradition here in Mexico nowadays. Itself talk about the mixture between pre-Hispanic culture and Spanish culture, but I'm going to talk to you about how do we celebrate it nowadays. As you know, the 2nd of November, it's a date when we believe that the limit between the dead and the alive, it's really thin. So we can be together with our family members. And a very popular way that we celebrate it in Mexico, it's visiting graveyards. In certain parts, they go and eat at the graveyard. They clean the graves, they eat with the dead relatives, and even they speak to them. Also, some people like to drink at the cemetery. But in some other countries, we do some other things like using ofrendas. Ofrendas, which are also called altares de muerto. So the altares de muerto have a very distinctive function, and it has a lot of symbolism for us Mexicans. As you can see right here, we have a picture of an altar de muerto. In this one, we have a lot of elements going on over there, but I'm going to talk to you about the main ones, the ones that are always in the altar de muerto. Even though in different parts, they are a little bit different, these characteristics are always there. First of all, we have an arc. An arc represents the past between the dead and the alive. It's kind of a passage between here and there. We also have cempasúchil flowers. Cempasúchil flowers, as you saw it on itself head, those are flowers that are really smelly. They have a very distinctive smell. And they also have a very bright color. Why is this? We use them so they can be a signal to attract the souls or family members in the altar. We use other flowers like alelis and cloud flowers, depending on the region in Mexico. These are usually put on the altar for dead kids because we also honor them. Other elements that we have are water. Water, we usually leave a glass of water on the altar so our dead relatives can drink it while they're visiting. We can also leave a little bit of tequila, as we saw in the video. And something really important are candles. Candles are a signal to attract and bring our dead relatives into our altar. We also need to have incense because incense will take away any bad spirits. Because remember, in this date, we will have the limit between dead and alive very thin. So there also exists bad spirits. On the next one, we have a few more elements, such as the picture of the dead relative. We usually put the picture of a dead relative because the altar is to honor them. And that's the reason why we put food. Normally, we put the food that that relative really liked. Like if they like enchiladas, tamales, mole, we will put that food so they can enjoy it for that night. We also have these traditional skulls that are made of sugar, and you can eat them right after you take off the altar de muertos. Right above the 7th of November will be okay, so you can eat them. As Itzel mentioned, the cross is something that we also use because it's kind of the Spanish culture present here through the Catholic Church. So it's always in our altar. The pan de muerto, it's a very important part of the altar, but it's also very important through all the fall season. We eat it normally in October, September, you can start eating it. You just go to the bread maker and you can order some pan de muerto. The pan de muerto, if you were thinking about it, it's not made of dead people. It's just bread that it tastes like orange and azar. One more element that we have right here is el petate. A petate, if you're not familiar with them, it's kind of a traditional bed that indigenous people usually have in their homes, but we also use them in our altar. Now, let's continue with our crossword. We only have 3 more words to discover here. Let's continue with number 5. People set off blank at night during celebrations like the Day of the Dead and New Year's Eve. What thing we can set off? What do you think? It's right there, number 5. It's kind of a long word, but it starts with letter F. What do you guys think? It's a noun? It's very bright, and it comes in different colors. Any ideas of what it might be? Flowers. Pretty close, Karina. Pretty close. Any other idea? No worries. I will help you with this one. I think you were very interested with the altar. Fireworks. Bright fireworks. The other word that we have down, it's number 6. Pay attention. In the 16th century, many European blank traveled to South America, North and South America, sorry. So many European, it starts with an E, we have an L, and ends with an S. It's a noun, and it's plural, as we can see it right there. So imagine what kind of Europeans will visit North and South America at that time. Explorers, very good, Karina. Excellent job. And our last word, Mexican families, blank, flowers and food to the dead on November 2nd. So what do you think? This is a verb and starts with an O, very short verb. What do you think? I'm reading the chat. Place, okay, Jorge, pretty close, but it doesn't match with the E. Let me help you a little bit. Offer, pretty close with the E. So that's everything on my side. What do you think, Itzel, about our altar de muertos? What is your favorite element?
Of course, I have to say my favorite element is el pan de muerto itself. I think through the season, at least I eat once a day, one a day, sometimes maybe two, because it's really, really delicious. And for people who like don't live here in Mexico, like this type of bread, it is only sold in October and November. So I have to wait like the whole year for this bread to be like in the stores and in the bakery. So it's something that I never miss. How about yours, Bernardo?
Well, I definitely love skulls made of sugar because you can eat them right after you take off your altar, and it's good. They are really delicious. It takes a long time to eat them, but they are delicious.
Yes, it's like a really, well, a candy that you can enjoy like for many hours, like, or maybe days, depending on the size. Okay. Well, thank you, Bernardo, for all the information that you share our users, and I hope to see you soon in another international hike. Okay?
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. It's always a pleasure. So, guys, let me know in the chat, what did you think about all the information that we talked tonight? Do you guys have any more questions? Are you interested in something in a specific or eager to learn some of these odd traditions that we do on this side of the world? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What else would you like to learn about this tradition? In the meantime, I want to start welcoming to our next season, because in November, well, the last few weeks of November and December, we're going to be having our ceremonies. We're going to have like our graduations at here at Focus Your Mind. So all of our users who are in book 3 or in book 4 of our Real Sin, of course, will be receiving all of their certification, right? Because they finished like exactly the program here. And to be in the certification, you have to finish your focus project presentation. So I want to ask you guys, has anyone in here already finished their focus project presentation? What was the title about? I want you to comment, like, what did you guys talk in this presentation? Or if you have seen any other users who are in book 3 and book 4 that have done it. Let me know in the chat, like, what topics? Does anyone have done their focus project? Or if you don't know what is a focus project, I think you are just in time to speak with your coordinator, speak with the girls in the front desk to help you out and schedule the necessary to get that certification, okay? So if we have users from book 3 or book 4 here tonight, please tell me in the comments. So the coordinators from your iPractice can get in contact with you and tell you a little bit more details about this certification, okay? As well, I would like to tell you some recommendations to improve your well, speaking, your listening, and your comprehension in English, such as listening, to podcasts in English. Like if you want a recommendation of a specific podcast in English, let us know. You can contact the coordinator from your city and they can give you names exactly to what to listen to. Of course, like another great thing that you can do is watch movies in English with subtitles in English. Like everyone in here, I think, has seen the movies of Disney, so you can start watching those type of movies, because they're quite easy. They have easy vocabulary and all of that, and everyone knows like what they are about. So that's like another great recommendation. And the final one, and my favorite one, is to read books in English. Like contact us, like ask the coaches, ask the coordinator, and they can seriously recommend you a book that you are interested in. So you can buy it in English or you can download the PDF and you can start reading it in English and try to do the same steps that you do of your 2020, right? Where you are reading out loud, where you are highlighting the words that you don't know, that you look for these words like in a dictionary in English, and then you can find you can find like this type of words specifically in Google Images, so you can have like a reference about it and like all of stuff, right? So please. Oh, I see like some new comments in here. Jose says, great, I will do it. I am reading books in the zone. Yes, Jose, exactly. In the zone, we have a section that is called like a library where you can find different PDFs that you can download. Like you can find our material and you can find other type of books such as easy books to read that our children like. You can find business, English books, and many other things. So you can enter in the zone and download books. And if none of them are interested to you, you can contact us and we will find like a great recommendation for yourself. Okay. So my name is Itzel Alcántar. I am the coordinator here at Focus Your Mind Mexico. It was a pleasure, well, to read you because I didn't see you guys. You didn't open your cameras. It was a pleasure to read your comments, to read your answers, to read all of the questions that you had. Remember to be part of the certifications that will be beginning this November 25th in the city of Pereira. So do we have any users from Pereira? Tell me in the comments because you guys are going to open this season of certification, okay? So we'll be participating in those. We want to congratulate all of our users who already finished their 4 books of the program. And next year, we'll be back with more international high school, okay? It was a pleasure. I hope to see you guys next year. And let me know in the comments what other topics you would like to, well, us to talk about in this type of projects, okay? Have a great night. I love you all. Have fun.